should have said it. Say it again, Brayton.
Recording in progress.
Perfect. Thank you. Welcome back to this. Oh my gosh, I almost messed it up. The Showpeople Songwriting Showdown. We don't have an episode for you. We have bloopers. We have a little behind the scenes. We may have some extra B-roll. Yes, we have 3/4 of the production team here. And later on, we may have as many as 4/4 of the production team. Miles, say hello.
Hi.
And Brighton, say hello.
Howdy, it is I.
Yes, it is Brighton. So I did prepare some questions, though. Let's start with question number 1. This is all just to, we're delayed on episode 4, but we want to give our contestants and our viewers something fun to watch. And so we've prepared a little something, and I want to start with a very important question. Who is the biggest diva on Triple S, and why is it Miss Kitty?
The look down.
She's just here for the meeting.
Oh my gosh, she's perfect.
So professional.
I wish we could put a suit on her.
Yes.
If she had also been in a suit, that would have been awesome.
Thank goodness her mother is here to answer this question. So, oh, Lady say hi.
There's the diva herself.
The diva herself.
Oh,
She doesn't care.
She does not. Well, that's diva.
yeah, it's very diva.
That's
behavior.
diva energy.
Yeah, Mary Grace, what is it like to work with your diva daughter on this season?
Can you feed her some milk?
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh my gosh, Miss Kick.
she wants
If I'm like,
You know, I'm just proud. Like, she deserves this.
did it look like she was looking at
it did. Good job, Kitty.
Guys,
Good
maybe
job,
we got
Kitty.
it. I don't know.
I think
Should
we
try
got
again?
it.
She's worked for this.
She's worked for this. She was born for this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
good.
can't tell.
You know, you just gotta let her be who she is.
Absolutely.
Did you take him? The treats?
Yeah. Do you want them?
Yeah, probably. The way
we-
a little kooky.
Oh.
Oh my lord.
She's going to slap it out of her hand.
That's all you can want as a parent.
Absolutely.
I heard that there was a rumor that she actually took your role in some of the first couple skits. Is this?
Oh, no. I let her have them.
It feels very Beyonce, Blue Ivy. You are training her.
Right. Yeah, I feel like Ivy Lynn's mom in Smash. Like, I'm the star, and, you know, she is having to follow in my footsteps, unfortunately, which is, you know, like really big shoes to fill. I was obviously chosen first for those roles, and, you know, I wasn't feeling 100% on the day of filming, so I thought who better to be the second choice than my own offspring.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank goodness we have so many talented members of your family to pull from.
Yeah, you know, these
that.
genes are really good.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, on that note, who writes the cold opens? We certainly did not have cold opens in season 1. The random sketches at the beginning of episodes.
Sus?
I feel like it's a collaborative process, but also like it's largely Miles and Amanda. I mean, I don't. I thought Mary
She's
Grace was
offended.
allowed to read it. Do you write any of the sketches? I actually genuinely don't know. Okay, so it's mostly Miles and Amanda.
I don't even know
Sometimes-
what we're doing here right now.
Oh, we're just chilling.
We need as many ideas as we can get.
Damn it.
That's okay.
Oh,
We're
okay.
chilling.
We're
This is
chilling
our.
and
I just-
answering questions.
I just went with what Amanda was asking me, but
You
I was
said
like,
yes.
I have no idea why I'm here.
The improv yes was strong.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
we can do that again. Now you know how much time you have.
Yeah, yeah. It's the bonus features on the DVD.
Let's turn it over to our regular judge, Colby. Do I know Colby's last name? Should we reveal that you two are dating?
What?
Haven't we been new? Haven't we been
Guys,
new?
no. I just have a really, really big crush on this band. How could you not? Oh my god.
But I don't think it affects her work.
No, definitely not.
Maybe it motivates her to work even harder, but this one works so hard.
She says you guys could judge the knockout round.
I like that.
Monk milk really does work.
Thanks, Miss Kitty.
The episodes would not be what they were without Mary Grace, an unsung hero who has allowed us to create a character around her that is crazy.
I don't think you react that big.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't think, because I think you're just so like,
I'm so like monotone.
you're just like, I think if you like nod.
Mary Grace, can you talk about intern Mary Grace?
The contestants and you guys on the team, and like our friends and family watching, like would either know or be able to guess that I probably am not that character in real life, and that I probably actually do a lot more for the show than we're saying that my character does.
Mary Grace, editing.
No!
Working so hard behind the
Maybe week
scenes.
one, you're warming your toes, you're starting to dip into the pool, but your body's not really quite
And
up
is-
to the degrees of the water
Is Miles
yet.
helping?
And I think that
But like fetching Miles and Amanda's coffee, and just getting the opportunity to learn from them and let me do all the work and them get all the credit, it's an honor. And there's nothing else to say about that.
That's real.
And you know what? I will take an iced coffee if you have a chance while we're on this meeting.
Okay, I mean, I was gonna cut this apple up for you,
Yeah,
but
you can do that first and then go. I can't keep this up. Like, it's impossible.
The yes and is crazy.
I got it.
What?
And then I need you to scroll.
I think there's like some distance between each of us and our character that we play in the Triple S cold open universe,
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I'm as much of an asshole. And I
Right.
haven't actually taken over your room. What do you think about on-screen cold open Miles?
Probably a little more submissive.
Yeah. You're very
But-
agreeable, but he's like kind of a goofball level of submissive.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite thing is that cold open Amanda is like so out of the loop and like so honestly kind of dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
like Miles is going to explain everything to Amanda in every scene, and like Amanda had no idea what's going on, and even your responses are always just like, oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's actually Amanda was the mastermind probably behind the whole thing. So
That's mastermind is that's a compliment. That's putting it pretty strongly for what I actually do. I think I'm help more than the viewer might realize, but I definitely don't do all the work. We would not have a single episode if I didn't have the 3 people in this Zoom room with me. All right, I have another question. Oh, this one's kind of fun. What is something the viewer wouldn't know about Triple S?
We usually have like some kind of plan going into episode filming, but largely it's unscripted.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like stock phrases, like we have our little catchphrases that we repeat over and over again, but that's just out of like neurosis. It's not necessarily, it's not scripted that we say, awesome, amazing, yeah, let's go.
What is the word I always say? Amazing. I say amazing after
Miles goes,
every
"Aight,"
and wow,
or, "All right."
wow.
wow,
Wow
wow,
is good.
and amazing. What are your guys' catchphrases?
Miles is all right from the amount I've heard while I edit.
Yeah,
but I
Miles
don't-
is all right.
Mine
Yeah.
is common. I get commonly like "let's go" when we're selecting prompts. Where like that's
Yes.
fair, valid, slay.
Valid.
Yeah, and mine is, did you guys triple check the scores?
It's absolutely that. It's also, this is stupid. Like the viewer wouldn't know this, but Mary Grace is able to be so Mary Grace conducts all of the B-roll interviews. She's the voice you don't hear, prompting contestants and getting their feedback about each episode. What you don't see is that Mary Grace routinely off recording but in the room after anything harsh will be like, "This is stupid and I love you guys." And she's become very much like a mascot for the contestants. The contestants love Mary Grace, and I think that's probably the strongest unseen bond is between Mary Grace and the contestants.
Yeah, I spent the first like 2 eliminations at least, like popping in to the room really fast and reminding them all that I love them very much and that this competition and eliminations are stupid.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to like tell them the process of like how we edit the episodes. We almost have like a assembly line. Miles takes the full recording of the session in the Zoom and trims it down, and then I insert the B-roll into his rough cut and then send that whole recording off to Brighton to get all the frillies, the special effects, the graphic design elements and things like that. The finishing touches, if you will. Which I think is a cool process.
My next question is, how much time goes into putting together an episode of ssss?
Filming on Zoom, because people had weird schedules and other people were in crazy time zones, we had to like film at like 8 in the morning and for like maximum like 2 to 3 hours. Typically, I don't even think we ever went to 2 hours. So it was like max like 90 minutes to film at one episode.
I get the Zoom recording, which most of them are about a little over an hour long. I think the longest one was an hour and a half. And there were a couple that were an hour and a half. And I'd say it probably takes about twice as long to cut it down as that amount of footage is. So it's usually about 3 to 4 hours of me watching through and then trimming it down.
It's honestly crazy how fast that is. I feel like
Yeah.
you work really quickly as that rough cut editor, Miles. And then Mary Grace, there are a bunch of different components to your job. So how long do you spend?
The first thing that I do is meet with each team after the episode filming. I spend 30 minutes to an hour with each team for each episode, just asking them questions. I kind of have like a set list of questions that I ask every time. And then sometimes I think of other things depending on if something happened in the episode or just based on the vibes. And then I edit videos down to about 10 minutes of good content, of good answers that they're giving me. And then I see like how those things fit into the rough cut of the episode that Miles already created. Probably spend like 6 hours
Yeah.
on each episode, maybe.
No, yeah.
I wish I could buy all of you vacations and spa weekends and shower you with gifts because you're doing all of this for free, which is why I need our viewers to be patient with us when an episode is late because
Well,
it's a
that's
lot.
another thing that people might not know is that we don't get paid for this. We're just doing this because it's fun in a certain way. It's very laborious and tedious sometimes, but like we get a lot of enjoyment out of making this thing.
Yeah.
And we want to share it in an accessible way. So
How long have we been working on this season? When did we first start?
We started filming in April. April 12th was our first filming date. We started talking about this in February.
Yeah, our first meeting was in February.
And we won't be done. Episodes won't be finished airing until
End of this month.
end of July.
What the heck?
It's a long span of time, and so a lot can happen. I mean, again, none of us is making any money off of this, and so we have to work around people's contracts and commitments and mental health and just workload. And so whenever this gets remotely stressful, I just always try to stop the person who seems on the brink, and I'm like, if you were making $20,000 to produce a season of television, then yeah, I would expect this to have been done by this deadline. But considering I can't buy you out of a single hour of your weekly schedule, it doesn't matter. Like the rest of us will pick up the slack or the episode will go out a little late. I never want this passion project to impact the team's mental health negatively. And then the other hypothetical we work with, besides our hypothetical $20,000 a season, is our hypothetical 30,000 viewers who love the show.
We're getting
And
there.
we're getting there.
We got at least we average like over 100 views now.
We're happy with the view counts. Yeah.
How do we talk about the hypothetical 30,000 viewers?
I mean, I feel like that normally comes into play when we talk about like the trajectory and the future of the show, and when we make like decisions. We're like, what would our fan base be
Of 30,000 people.
30,000 people. What would they be disappointed in? Who are they rooting for? How are they going to react? And I think it also frames our what is good television in the bits of it that we can sculpt, which we don't manufacture anything in terms of the competition wise.
No.
But in terms of how we present stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where the 30,000 come into play. And then like, yeah, some continuity of like season for season, you know, the diehard fans, if they were to go back and watch season 1, what would they think about that? If we want to work towards season 3, what are the things we want to change about season 3 looking ahead for the 30,000 viewers who watched season 2 and are, you know, watching with a close eye for season 3?
Wait, back to how long random things take. Wait, how long does wait, you said 3 to 4 hours for the rough cut?
Yeah.
That's nuts, because I take like so long on the final. I don't know that that's right, but like I said like 8 to 12 hours.
I think
Because
that
like
sounds right.
because I remember there was one time I was like cram editing an episode in like one day, and I literally sat for like 6 to 8 hours one day, just like, ugh.
I want to clarify that it's that first pass, which I
Right.
usually do in 2 sittings, is what I try to do, is I carve out, typically it's some late night where I'm like, all right, Mary Grace goes to bed. And I just sit on the computer until a late hour that we'll talk.
Unreasonable hours.
And get it done, you know, and honestly, I do enjoy that. I enjoy revisiting it, listening to the songs again. So that's the first pass. It's like the 3-4 hours, and then and then I watch it back to do a little shaving and continuity watch. And then that's around when Mary Grace is slotting in the B-roll stuff.
Yeah.
And I also typically have some ideas of where that stuff goes in as well. And then we start integrating Amanda in. So we probably watch it about 3 or 4 more times after I do that first pass to collectively sculpt what is actually the like total finished project.
What time is it?
3:22 a.m.
And what are we doing?
Triple S.
Triple S. Oh, I can't zoom with the front with this camera. I'm just sitting here bossing everyone around.
And getting it down to our usual target of, we like to send Brighton about 38 minutes of an episode.
Right. Our target, that's something we haven't told the viewer. Our target is 40 minutes and plus or minus 5. And I actually really like where it's ending up. Like that's our target. And we've been ending up just between 40 and 45. I think under 40 is a little short for what we're trying to give the viewer. I think my time commitment for an episode has fluctuated wildly, so I couldn't even really give one. Like I'm working on my doctorate and I'm also a gigging drummer. And so we started during the school year and filming got into final exams, and I presented at 2 research conferences, and I played I don't know how many gigs and contracts. I think we're just now hitting the point where there's like the Amanda cut, like where I sit with them, but this has really only been the past few episodes. I've sort of had to just like weigh in via text before that. But I'm now sitting with you guys now that the school year's over and like really going through one more time, like Miles was alluding to.
Look, there's sleeping kitties on the bed. They're tired and we're not, or maybe we're just delirious.
We're delirious for sure, but I really enjoy just getting to lounge on this couch and say, cut that, I don't like that. So yeah, I couldn't begin to guess, and I'm so happy to have relied on your support for those first couple episodes when I still had school year commitments. But yeah, I just really quickly want to say, like, can you guys throw out some of the things you've done while you've been filming Triple S, like the shows you've worked on, the other projects?
what really started this off was that very first week. I said April 12th we filmed, right?
Hmm.
That was one of the craziest weeks I've had this year because it started Monday with our Best of Show People show.
Hmm.
And also that same Monday, I started a concert of Dogfight and performed it on Friday the 11th. And this is
Hmm.
all we were preparing. I was sick that week.
We were
And
both sick.
yeah. So for that first episode filming, when we're making the teams, I was very sick.
Mhm.
But
Is
so we
it the
did that.
first two episodes where you and I are just blowing our nose? And I remember being like, "Can you mute? Because I have to cough." And we like edited out as
Yeah.
many of those as we could.
Mary Grace and I do Pink Delicious every Sunday. We brought in a lot of our people for that throughout the season. Something Rotten we both worked
We were doing
on.
something rotten when we started this as well.
A lot of it.
Mhm.
What was it? The filming of episode 3 was before we had our opening 2 show day of Something Rotten.
How did we even get an episode up?
I remember recording Roman's song on the piano for Something Rotten during Tech Week, while Mary Grace was painting the set at 3 a.m.
Wow.
I remember that day. I was upset for you guys.
Annie Jr., Beetlejuice Jr., Spring Awakening, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet,
Yeah.
um, and now I'm not in New York, and I'm
Yeah.
doing Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
Boys.
MG, do you have any? Because you two work together a lot. So a lot of those same projects apply to you too, like Something Rotten, Pinkalicious. You went on a family vacation and still were editing during that.
Yeah, I went to Florida for 2 weeks
Hmm.
during this.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
them.
You had a tour for
what?
Pinkalicious.
Yeah, I had a Pinkalicious tour. I went to Virginia for 4 days. And I've also been in the throes of searching for a job
Hmm.
during this whole time. So I'm trying to find reliable part-time work, and that feels like a full-time job
And
looking
you,
for work. So
Brighton, I know there are at least
yeah.
two productions you've been working on during the course of this thing, as well as you missed an episode, which has never happened in Triple S history.
Right. I was honestly like a little bit mad that I made that scheduling mistake. I like have an art business. Here it is. Note to self, please edit this in. Yeah, I was like vending at an event randomly that day, and I was like, ooh, the setup was at like exactly when filming was gonna start. So I was like, oh
Mhm.
man. But yeah, I make art and I sell stuff, and then I was teaching art for
Mhm.
like multiple classes in multiple different locations throughout my state,
Mhm.
and
Spelling
mostly just
bee?
spelling bee, lots of
Yeah.
spelling bee. Yeah, we're putting up, or at least trying our frickin' darndest to put up Ride the Cyclone this summer.
Oh, incredible. And here is the diva herself again, of course.
Oh, she just had
Amazing.
a nap. She's in the middle of a nap. It's her nap time.
Yeah, so honestly, like
Yeah, she requires how many naps every day in her contract?
Many.
it's at least three.
Very specific filming schedule that she has to work on.
I guess we should head towards wrapping up. So I have a couple questions. The first is, what would your guys' advice be for someone tackling a project similar to Triple S? Like, what can we share if people want to do this?
I would say get collaborators. Share the load, let work together, an essential key to success.
Yeah.
I would say budget twice as much time as you think you need, which we did this season, and we still need more time. Like, we doubled our timeline from season one, and I think it's made an incredible difference, but
Right.
we've used every second and then some, clearly, of our allotted time.
I mean, if you're thinking about it, then it's like you should just do it. Stop thinking about it, just do it.
You learn so much from just doing it because
It's so true.
we learned so much after doing last season, and we've learned so much more from this season,
Because it's
even though
literally
this
just like
season was so much better already.
it's literally just like this big game that we made up rules for, and then we were like, let's just do it, I guess.
Hmm.
Invest in like Final Cut Pro.
Yes,
Because it is a very comprehensive video editor, especially at like a decent
Yes.
price.
Me and Miles use iMovie for the lesser, for just the trimming and cuts, but Brighton uses Final Cut for the fancy stuff.
To add on to the software that we use,
Mm.
I use Logic for my audio editing for the demos. For the music notation softwares, I know that people use Muse Score, Finale. Roman uses Flight.
Note flight.
Oh, Flight.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then I'm curious, do you guys have any messages you want to give to the contestants? Yeah, the heart is.
I miss you all so much.
Just spam the heart.
If we haven't talked in a hot second, you should slide in my DMs because I probably
Literally.
want to know how you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know, I'm a judge, but I'm also like, please, I'm friend shaped.
You are
I miss
friend
them so
shaped.
much.
Just like welcome and please do more with us. Like
Right.
my
Welcome to the
version
fold.
musical workshop that I'm leading this summer.
Yes, we have
Yeah,
more opportunities.
you're all officially show people now.
Admire their talent so much. I'm grateful to all of our judges, guest judges, but especially our contestants. Like, we're so lucky. We've been so lucky 2 seasons in a row to get the people that we have, and they are so talented. And it's so cool to like have my friends and family who I've sent the show to. They watch it, they're getting invested, they have favorite teams, they have been upset over eliminations, and it's just so many more eyes, hopefully, on people's work than there otherwise would have been. And I think also we had some amazing matchups that were random, but
Right.
like now we're all dying for more music from those specific teams. It's so cute and happy, and it just was this quirky random idea. Hi, baby. Oh my gosh, he's as big as Mary Grace is. Well, I think this is great, honestly. We're gonna put this up, and it's a peek behind the curtain of Triple S. And thank you guys so much for doing this. Is there anything you want to say before I hit the button?
Suspicious
Oh,
motion.
well, the last thing we should reveal to them is the wiggle hands. Whenever we don't want
Whenever
to
we need to
include
cut.
something, what do? We
Wiggly
wiggle,
hands.
and then we know that's not
Instead
going
of
in.
literally anything more practical.
I think this is an important MG pigeon watch MG. They may not know about, but you have been the guardian of pigeons all summer long. Amazing. Pigeon summer is starting with these babies.
Guys, these pigeons have been my lifeline, and they're gone now. Both of them. They've flown off. Yeah.
It really was pigeon summer.
She's like, why are you guys being so annoying? No, literally, she's like spasming.
She's like, ow.
Stop pecking me.
It
It was pigeon summer.
One baby's looking right at us right now. And one baby's cleaning. Baby. Oh, stretch. Big stretch.
Well,
So.
in their name, I think this season is dedicated, at least in part, to those baby pigeons whose names are
Charlie and Ernest.
Yes.
absolutely. Yes.
Hopefully they eat a lot of New York trash and
Don't lose any toes in the cold.
poop on Lady Liberty.
Yep.
Poop on Lady Liberty and find love. Just to keep the continuity, I guess I'll say that's it for the Showpeople Songwriting Showdown. Please join us in a bit. What is it, a week from now? Or we're delaying by 1 week? So a week from now, join us for episode 4. Bye!
Bye.